Welcome back to another episode of Size Previews. As always, I'm Louis Matthews, joined by Chris Spins, so sit back, relax, and let's get into it. So we're going to start the episode, something we previewed back in the previous episode when we did the whole show and the whole season, and it was probably the one that stole the show, I'd say.
Massively. I mean, it's a massive one, let's be completely honest. It's something that we've been working on for a long time. I'm holding off, even though you've already seen it here, but something we've been working on for a long time. And the shoes are looking ridiculous, aren't they? They
are. So it's the Stark Industries Marvel collaboration, and I mean, there's probably too much to say here. It could be an episode in itself.
I mean, the details, if you've watched the film, you kind of need, on the Stark Expo and on the Gazelle, I think it's something that you need to be aware of the films a little bit.
Yeah, well, I think let's take it from the start. So the key thing for us when working on this project first was to go against what the stereotype would be.
Yeah.
I think traditionally when people work on Marvel, and in particular Iron Man in this instance, people are drawn to reds and golds and kind of an obvious train of thought. We wanted something that felt really credible and embodied the world and almost could belong in that world in the film like a prop up.
100%. I think sometimes these things can be borderline, go a little bit novelty sometimes, and we really wanted to stay away from that. We wanted to be, like Luke said, we wanted to feel like a prop, something that Tony Stark would have worn in a film, something that, I'm going to give away too much here, something he may have worn in his workshop.
The first shoe, the Marathon Trainer, this shoe was effectively, on day one, working for Stark Industries, this would be your uniform shoe. Yeah. So you'll see the heel pull and the tongue tabs, really super aggressive, like reinforced rubber toe and heel, which we've not seen on the shoe before.
That for me, that is the winner of the whole shoe. That kind of reinforced rubber around it is really, really strong. We were looking at like different materials, it took us a while to get to that, but I think it's almost subtle, but they're not subtle at the same time. Do you mean? So it feels like it makes a shoe into something completely different, and we're really happy with how that's come out. It's almost like it's a different shoe, but then still really familiar to what a marathon is. So we're really happy with what we've come out with on this one. I think the key thing on these shoes though is just the details we've got on them.
Yeah, I mean, they're fully chrome branded. You'll see the Stark Industries elements throughout. I'm not going to tell you some of the bits because it's quite nice for people to discover them.
I was literally going to give it away then.
No, I think you need to let people discover it. Yeah, we're going to hold off. But one thing I want to say about this shoe is, I imagine if this was worn in a workshop, this would just look so nice over time when it starts to get a bit worn in, a bit battered in places, because that's kind of what will make this material come to life.
And we kind of thought that was part of the thought process when we were doing the shoe. We wanted something that ages better. When you beat it up a bit, when you're wearing it in your workshop, building an Iron Man suit, it gets a bit more worn in, it gets battered, and it looks better with age.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously then this shoe, Pin's mentioned in one of the films, there's a poster in the background where it's almost reminiscing about Stark Expos of the past.
Yeah.
And this gradient is almost taken from, I think it was 1964 Stark Expo.
Yeah.
And this almost takes the role of, if he was a member of staff working on one of the stands or working on the door, this would be the shoe that would be worn throughout. It was almost part of your uniform, and you'll see the branding replaced on the side. It's gone from Gazelle to Stark Expo. So again, really classy. We feel this could fit straight into the film and just feel really real.
Yeah, and I mean, and then if you take the Stark thing away from it completely, like, again, as always, the materials are ridiculous. I mean, this is unbelievable. The suede's second to none. Leather stripes, it just feels really, really premium on top of everything else that we've got going on from a Stark piece.
Yeah, so alongside these, obviously it has got boxes, it has got tissue paper, it's got something else inside the shoe. You'll have to wait and see for those, but I think from our side, really, really amazing how these have come to life, and I think really credible as well, what it embodies. Yeah. So next up, we've got our next installment from Vans, and it's super, super clean, this one.
And I think that's what we wanted to create with these ones. I think we worked with Vans back in the day. We've done 6 shoes with them essentially, 2's already out there in stores. And we just wanted to carry on this same kind of lineage and aesthetic as them ones. I think it's more so, we wanted to come away from that storytelling piece for Vans, and we just wanted to create really, really premium, really, really strong looking, easy to wear Vans shoes.
Well, the execution is the story in theory.
Yeah, exactly.
Really premium. I said colours are super relevant and seasonal as well.
Yeah, and you know, there's little nods to previous grails you've seen along the way. I won't name them, but you can probably guess them if you're into Vans. So there's little nods to some of them executions that we've seen before that me and you really enjoy and have owned or worn in the past. So it's like, that's all it is. There's not a massive story. There's not like a big do you mean halo going around it of like, this is this story and we're taking it back to this. We just wanted to create good van shoes.
And I think when working on projects like this, we always say, what would give me as a collector a reason to want another one?
Yeah.
And if I've got the core version of the classic authentic, you probably would want something like this, especially for this time of year that is a little bit different and would sit alongside that in your collection.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's 6 shoes in the whole pack and we're dropping them in little installments. This is the second installment. And I mean, arguably these are my favourite ones so far.
So we're going to finish the episode with potentially the most ambitious shoe we've tried, definitely in the last 12 months, but probably in the last 5 years.
Probably ever.
And it's something that you probably have not seen before in terms of execution. And I mean, let's just get them out first, then we can talk about them. But this is the Campus 80s, celebrating a very, very special city series, but not in a way you've seen before. So, in isolation, obviously we've got 3 campus there, celebrating 3 cities we did in 2010, celebrate the 10-year anniversary of size. Obviously we've got Dublin, London, and Birmingham.
Yeah.
But not what they seem, are they?
Well, you might notice that these shoes already look a little bit of scuff because, I mean, we've been testing them essentially.
Yeah.
So what we wanted to do is bring to life that whole Twin City piece, but on one shoe, which sounds mental.
Yeah.
And people probably thought we were mental when we briefed it,
Yeah.
but we've actually got so essentially what happens is, as you wear these shoes, they start to reveal the Twin City underneath. So the more you wear them, the more the Twin City starts to come through. So you can already see on this one, we've got a bit of the Shanghai starting to come through on there. It's full all over the shoes, so the stripes reveal the Shanghai stripes. The heel tab reveals the Shanghai heel tab. It is ambitious.
Yeah.
And it's took us a long time to get here, but I'm really kind of proud in a way of what we've managed to achieve in the end.
Yeah, so obviously over the years we've seen Margiela Converse, you've
Yeah.
seen Lance Mountain Jordans, but they're always black or white, they're usually one colour. I can't think of anything as intricate as these in terms of as many colours on one shoe.
Yeah, I mean, we got told essentially when we first started doing it, you can do the reveal thing, but it has to be, like you said, black or white on top. And we obviously pushed it out there a bit further to we didn't want that. It wouldn't make sense. The Twin City story has to come to life on one shoe. That's how we want to do it. And we pushed and pushed, and the team at Adidas found a material that we can use. And like I said, it's come out better than we would have ever expected.
Yeah, so I mean, the reason we chose Campus is a few things. One, Campus is one of our favourite shoes. It's really easy to wear. It's also super timeless. I think we'll look back on Campus in years to come and it still feels just as relevant then as it did now. And also it's a shoe that I think it takes it away from, we're not diminishing what these shoes were. We're not making more and more and more versions because these shoes are really special for what they are. It also needed to feel slightly more removed to almost pay homage to those shoes. And also I think as a shoe, the very nature of this idea of revealing it kind of gets drawn into that whole skate space.
Yeah.
And I think Campus is a great skate shoe.
Yeah, I think what we wanted to do is almost investigate these cities for the 2020 thing. We did a whole piece on the cities. We went into the cities and we kind of looked at it from not from a kind of top line view, but we didn't really look at the kind of subcultures within that city. And I think using Campus, it gives us a chance to do that and almost go under the layer of them cities a little bit more.
Literally.
Yeah, exactly, literally. And skate, obviously, all these cities have got huge skate communities, so I think it just makes sense that it kind of almost starts to veer into that direction.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with all the content coming through. And in the meantime, there's always the Size social channels. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.